book of Revelation, particularly chapters 4 to 22, provides a detailed account of the end times, outlining the sequence of events that will unfold. Jesus' teachings in Matthew chapter 24, Mark 13, and Luke chapter 21 also offer valuable insights into the signs and events that will precede his return. These passages describe a time of great turmoil and upheaval, marked by wars, natural disasters, and apostasy. They also speak of the rise of false prophets and the appearance of the Antichrist, who will seek to deceive many. In Revelation, we're told of a period of God's judgment, where he pours out his wrath upon the earth, culminating in the final battle between good and evil. This apocalyptic vision is both fascinating and unsettling, as it reveals the severity of God's justice and the consequences of humanity's sin. The imagery of Revelation is vivid and provocative, with its descriptions of the four horsemen, the fall of Babylon, and the ultimate victory of the Lamb. The concept of biblical prophecies regarding the end of the world is a topic that fascinates many people today. Whether you're a devout Christian or simply curious about the Bible's teachings, the end times can be a captivating and thought-provoking subject. When it comes to the end times, there's no shortage of confusion and differing interpretations surrounding the topic. Many people have misconceptions about what the Bible actually says about the end of the world, and this can lead to a lot of misinformation being spread around. Some people think the Bible is full of cryptic codes and hidden messages that need to be deciphered, while others believe it's all just symbolic language that can be interpreted any way we want. But the truth is, the Bible does have a clear message about the end times, and it's not as complicated as we might think. This confusion often stems from the fact that there are many different views on eschatology, or the study of the end times. Some people believe in a pre-tribulation rapture, while others believe in a post-tribulation rapture, or no rapture at all. And then there are those who think the end times are purely symbolic, and that we're already living in the last days. With so many different opinions, it's no wonder people get confused about what the Bible actually says. But despite these differing views, there are some things that are universally agreed upon by most Christian scholars and theologians. For example, most people agree that Jesus will return, that there will be a judgment, and that God will ultimately triumph over evil. These core beliefs are rooted in Scripture, and they're essential to understanding the Bible's message about the end times. So, what does the Bible actually say about the end of the world? One of the most important books to explore is the book of Revelation, which is often seen as a mysterious and cryptic text. But despite its symbolism and apocalyptic language, Revelation has a clear message about the end times. It describes a time of great tribulation, where God's people will face persecution and hardship, but ultimately, God will triumph over evil and usher in a new heaven and a new earth. Another key text to explore is Matthew chapter 24, which is often referred to as Jesus' Olivet Discourse. In this passage, Jesus is asked by his disciples about the signs of the end times, and he responds by warning them about false prophets, wars, and rumors of wars, as well as natural disasters and cosmic disturbances. He also talks about the importance of being prepared for his return, and the need for believers to remain faithful and vigilant. In addition to these two texts, the Bible also speaks about the end times through various prophetic books, such as Daniel, Ezekiel, and Isaiah. These books provide a broader context for understanding the end times, and they offer a wealth of insight into God's plan for humanity. Despite the many signs and events described in the Bible, the core message of the end times is one of hope and redemption. The Bible teaches that God is ultimately in control, and that He has a plan to redeem and restore humanity to a right relationship with Himself. This message is rooted in the person of Jesus Christ, who came to earth to save humanity from sin and its consequences. The Bible's message about the end times is not just about doom and gloom. It's about the promise of a new heaven and a new earth, where God dwells with His people forever. This is a message of hope, not despair, and it's a message that can bring comfort and inspiration to those who are struggling. So, what's the takeaway from our exploration of the Bible's teachings on the end times? For one, it's clear that the Bible does have a clear message about the end times, and it's not as complicated as we might think. The Bible teaches that God is in control, and that He has a plan to redeem and restore humanity. It also emphasizes the importance of being prepared for Jesus' return, and the need for believers to remain faithful and vigilant. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the Bible's teachings on the end times. If you've got thoughts or questions about this topic, please leave them in the comments below. And if you want to explore more biblical teachings, be sure to check out my other videos on the topic.